I love Ethereum, I love Cardano, I love Polkadot, I love Solana, I love so many altcoins. But if you want to make money in this crypto market, you need to pay attention to the Bitcoin because it drives the market, at least as of now. And so that's why I make this content called Crypto Weekly, where I provide you with some news around the cryptocurrency space, and I also provide you with some technical analysis around the Bitcoin. Because once you know what the Bitcoin is going to do, then you have an idea of what your altcoins are going to do. So if you think that's interesting, there are 3 things you're going to do for me. Subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell, and then let's dive in. All right, guys. Welcome to another edition of Daily Crypto with Paul. And not actually feeling too well today, but we have to bring you this content. You know how we do it. So I'll try to also be very brief today. I've looked through all the news providers we have. I've gone through all of them, and I think the major headline from most of this news is about the crypto bill. Okay, remember the government is trying to pass a crypto bill where they can track cryptocurrencies more and be able to regulate it. Okay, so they're trying to get to a midpoint between crypto users and the cryptocurrency industry and the government, so they get to a midpoint where both can coexist. Really very beautiful. Now the most beautiful thing that really happened is that a lot of things in the bill were actually not very favorable for the people in the crypto industry. Not favorable at all. Imagine they being able to track every single transaction, being able to know, have a metadata of who made this transaction, when the transaction was made. So it's basically like a bank over again, and the government is monitoring every single thing. So this is for obviously not the idea of the blockchain. Okay, and so what I really loved so much about what happened was that the crypto industry now stood up, and they are now basically rejecting some of the parts of the bill that is to be passed. They are outrightly rejecting it. And so it's so amazing to find that there is a coordinated group of people backing the blockchain and saying, no, this is what the blockchain stands for. We are people. Why do we have leaders? Leaders are basically to govern the people. So leaders cannot bring in what they want to happen and what the people don't want. Okay, if majority of the people are coming out to say, no, this is what we want, this is how we want it to run. So the crypto industry, they have these guys coming out to say, hey, this is what we want. We don't want this bill, we don't want this bill, this is what we want. And if the government is going to drag it too much, let's drag it to the people, the public people. Let's ask them what's their opinion on this. With time, and of course, the government is going to lose on that, but the government will always find a way to play around it. So, but the very beautiful thing today is that the Bitcoin industries are coming up and standing strong and saying, the crypto industry are coming up and are standing strong and saying, look, we don't want this bill the way you're trying to pass it. We don't want some of these things. We don't want some of these things. It's super amazing, and this brightens the future of the blockchain, knowing fully whether it's an industry, they're a group of guys that have mouth, that can come out and say, look, we are not agreeing to some of these things you are putting out there, because this is not what the technology was made for. Initially, the technology was made for something so much more. You can't come and water it down with your regulations. Super amazing. Okay, so, and I really promise you, with the help of God's grace, we will go in detail through all of this news tomorrow. Okay, I should have done that today, but I'm not feeling too well. Anyway, let's rush down to the chart and let's see what the Bitcoin is doing. All right, guys. So welcome to the Bitcoin chart, and as you can see, the Bitcoin chart is still doing well. We are still holding strong above 35k, and it's still super nice. So a lot of people are beginning to panic and say, hey, Paul, you said we might most likely go to 47k, but this chart is pulling back down, and it's as if we are going back down. Looking at these red candles. Okay, let me put it on the 4-hourly time frame. Yeah, look at it on the 4-hourly. It's as if we are going back down. For the past 3 days, in fact, we've been in a downtrend, kind of. So are we breaking down? A lot of people are worried, and a lot of people are scared. For me, we've not broken any structure yet. Okay, the market is still in good phase. There's a very strong structure here at this point here. This point, that's about 37,000 something. Yes, $38,268. So there is a very strong, there's a support there. There's a structure there. So breaking below the structure, well, could start being indicative of probability that we might now continue back to the downtrend, which is possible.
everything is possible in this market. Anything is possible. But I really want to see us go to 47k before we start going down. Okay, and so this chart you are seeing is we are not crashing. In fact, for me, this is what we call a Wyckoff accumulation pattern. This chart we are seeing here, there's something in trading that is called Wyckoff accumulation, and so basically this is how it looks. And Wyckoff accumulation basically signals that we are going up. Let me just go over to Chrome and show you a diagram, a schematic of Wyckoff's accumulation. Alright, so this is a schematic of Wyckoff accumulation. Wyckoff is basically a genius trader that was able to predict the market right for a good number of times, and he has a pattern. Okay, he has the distribution pattern, he has an accumulation pattern. Now, for those of you that were following me during the before the crash, okay, before the crash, I had mentioned that the chart had something called a Wyckoff distribution pattern, which signaled that we were going to crash down, and eventually it happened. Okay, so but there were a lot of tricky things to it. Okay, some of us still took some losses because there were some coins we were holding that really looked super good, but of course the Bitcoin again confirmed that it's still the king of the market. So while the Bitcoin was having a Wyckoff distribution, there were some coins that really looked super good, and we were still holding on to some of them. But again, the Bitcoin showed that it is king. Once it started going down, everybody went down. So now this is what we call a Wyckoff accumulation chart. Okay, we broke down. I mean, we've done exactly this. The Bitcoin, in fact, has done exactly this. We've broken down, returned back to 20 something, went back up, returned back to 20 something thousand. Oh, sorry about that. I'm using an image. So returned back to 20 something thousand. Then now we have broken up, and this is basically where we are. This SOS. Okay, SOS basically means sign of strength. Okay, this is where we are, this point here. I'm just tapping through. You can see, so we went, you can see we as if we are coming down. We want to see us just dance around for some days here, then we shoot up perhaps to about 47k or so. So this is very, very beautiful, exactly how the Bitcoin is playing out right now. So as long as we still hold above 35k, we might just be creating this Wyckoff accumulation pattern, which in the end takes us to the upside. Alright guys, so let's go back to the Bitcoin chart again and see the similarity. Alright, so you can see it. We are basically, yeah, so we just want to see ourselves dance around this place for some days and then go up. Okay, so a lot of some of these trading things are in the books anyway. They are in the books. Very super nice. But again, it might not be Wyckoff. Okay, so a lot of things can, but it has, this guy has followed Wyckoff exactly how Wyckoff is. So we really expect it to be Wyckoff, and we really expect to get 47k. But again, be open to anything in the market. Okay, so the idea is, what are we going to do? Of course, at this point in time, you have already picked up some coins. Hold on to those coins and still hold on to some of the fiat you have, and let's watch how the market plays. Alright, so that's it on today on Daily Crypto Report today, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. Remember, guys, as always, don't get wrecked. Okay, I pray to get better by tomorrow. See you. Bye bye.